Hey guys, Saf here with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be talking about the Anniversary Titan event system that is currently going on in Raid Shadow Legends. If you haven't been playing the game or you don't know what I'm talking about, for the 4th anniversary of Raid, which is in about 2 months or 1 month, give or take, they are doing a big celebration with this new event mode called a Titan event, which is basically an event that sits above all other events and you get points feeds into it. It's a parent event. It's an idea that I actually talked about when we talked about the Heroes Path, where they should put like marquee blanket seasonal events over the top of other events. It's a good idea. So in order to complete the event, you need to acquire these Titan points. The points then will basically feed into different milestone rewards. So once you get 500 points, you get silver and vice versa. And it climbs up. The early rewards are okay. Like 100 gems is pretty big for my free to play, which I'm logged on to here. Ancient Shard, a few multi-battles. We have these new chests, which I've talked about in previous videos, where you can get some reasonable rewards, although the early chests are not so good. Obviously, the diamond chest has a chance to get you some big rewards, but we also know you could get 500,000 silver, which is an absolute joke, which they should have updated and they still have not done. But the idea is obviously you complete events and tournaments, the standard events and tournaments we always do. You'll get these Titan points instead. Not every single event and tournament has them, but pretty much most of them have had so far. And then you complete the different milestones, you pick up your rewards, and then by the end of it, in 9 weeks and 5 days, the event is just going to go away. Now, when they released this event, they basically said, in no sense of the words, you can skip some things, but don't be skipping too many things because there won't be an infinite amount of Titan points available, which said to me instantly, you're going to need to be pretty on top of all of these Titan event points. You are not going to be able to just ignore this event and skip it if you want to get the good rewards, which are all kind of like back, you know, they're at the end. They're a bit like a summon rush, right? Until you get beyond the first line, you're not really getting anything of value. And there are some very good rewards in this Titan event. A Sacred Shard, we've got some unique avatars, we've got Void Shards, we've got 500 energy, we've got Tier 1 and Tier 2 Soul Stones. You know, they're not like out there crazy rewards. If you get lucky out of these platinum chests, you could get some really good stuff. There's a 5-star chicken. So in terms of like the overall event structure, there's a reasonable amount of rewards. We're going to have a look at the rewards in total when we do the analysis. But what I wanted to do in this video is, now that we're about 21 days into this event, we're about 3 weeks into this like 12-week Titan event. It's about a quarter of the way through. I have decided to be tracking every single event that we've had so far. And the goal really was to basically go, okay, at certain points, how many points have we acquired? And forecast at the end of the event, how many Titan points would there have been available? So we can start making some judgment calls around, can I skip this event? Is this event skippable? Will I miss out? Because that's the biggest, my biggest negative with this event. They haven't told us how many Titan event points are going to be available. So every event that I approach has to be with the mindset of, can I afford to skip these Titan events, or will I miss out on my Sacred Shard? Because I'll be honest, if I've invested all my efforts and all I get is a rank 5 chicken and I miss all these rewards, then that's not going to be a really big payoff for the investment of all of these events that we've had to do so far. So you can see they're doing special Galek paths, Hellhades paths. We pretty much know without knowing that they're going to be legendary starter champions or some form of new version of the starter champions coming. They pretty much hinted that pretty heavily. In these heroes paths, we're getting some pretty poor rewards, but you're getting a lot of Titan event points. And what I have noticed as well today, for the first time since this started, they are now giving Titan event points for winning tournaments. Top 3 get additional Titan event points. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to ignore the competitiveness of the points totals. A bit like when you're doing a fragment fusion or you're doing any sort of things, you go in there thinking, well, how many fragments are available, ignoring winning a tournament. If you can win a tournament, then you might get there quicker, but you can't depend on winning those tournaments. I'm going to do exactly the same thing here. I'm going to be looking at the side rewards and the event rewards and having a look at how many total points have been made available so far. So far we have had around about 21 events in this Titan event system, and they've ranged from heroes paths to tournaments to event tournaments. You can see pretty much on average is around about 500 to 1,000 tokens available per event or tournament. The heroes path is standing out as like almost double anything else. It's about 3,000, and the summon-in ones tend to have a bit more tokens as well. The exception being the Fire Knight and the Champion Train in the last 2 days. they've had the same level of tokens as the summoning tournaments and events. So in total, we have had all of these different events, and it's kind of structured in this way. We've had 12 tournaments, 2 heroes paths, and 7 events. We know we're going to get 2 more heroes paths, so we can pretty much say there's going to be around about 12,000 Titan points available from the heroes paths in total. There's been 5,000 from events and 10,000 from tournaments. So it's very much heavily weighted towards tournaments at the moment. It could balance out, but so far it's looking like tournaments are kind of where a lot more of the points have been. Now, in terms of the total rewards that you get out of the Titan event, I've pretty much created a list here of every single reward and the breakpoint required so that we can create an analysis basically of what kind of rewards are we getting in total. And we can see it so far, if we just take into all of the points that we have completed thus far, if we consider only the points available from the first 21 days, the rewards we could have got hold of is a 4-star chicken, a 5-star chaos epic ore, we've got a ancient shard, 2 avatars, an epic skill tome, 2 mortal soul stones, some multi-battle, another rank 3 chicken here, 3 rare skill tomes, a void shard, an XP boost for 1 day and some brews, and about 100 gems, plus these chests, which the bronze and silver, I mean, I think I got 15 gems and a couple of 100,000 silver, so nothing to really shout home about. So that's kind of like what we've got so far. So pretty much you would sit there and go, that's not an awful lot for 21 different events. However, if we kind of include all of the different rewards we can get, then you can see obviously from a currency point of view, there's 800 energy, 300 gems, and about 1.5 million silver available in this Titan event. We've got the rewards that you're going to get from 3 more chests, and then we throw in things like the sacred shard, the legendary skill tome, the tier 2 immortal soul stone. There's 35 tier 1 soul essence available, which is actually quite a lot. 7 soul stones is about 1 week of Hydra, not so much. We've also got 300 multi-battles, not so crazy. And then there is a 6-star legendary chaos ore, a 5-star chicken. So there's a lot more available, there's more avatars. So I think overall the rewards here are not terrible. It's pretty much like these, if these chests didn't give you silver, the chests would actually give you a little bit more on top, right? Especially this sort of diamond platinum tier where you can get some really premium rewards. But the risk of getting silver kind of makes these chests a little bit of a question mark for me. They could be terrible rewards, it could be really good. But generally for the investment, if you're just doing events alongside, this is the good thing about this type of model that I actually quite enjoy, that I think is a very good idea. It's an addition to what you normally do. Now they're replacing rewards with the Titan points, which is a problem. I've acknowledged that in multiple videos now. But if this was just, okay, I'm doing champion training, I get some Titan points on top. Okay, I'm doing Fire Knight, I get some Titan points on top. Then it's actually quite good because you're getting bonus rewards for doing stuff you would always do. Like the Deck of Fates, the recent one, is a good example. Normally Deck of Fates are pretty bad. But because on my free-to-play, all I was doing was champion training, and on my main, I had just hit a monthly reset, I threw some points and energy into champion training. That was my plan all along. And I came away with Deck of Fates, which gave me a bunch of different things. Now, I didn't focus on that event, but it was a bonus reward, and it felt pretty fun, a bit cool. I wasn't so upset about it. If that Deck of Fates was requiring me to go out of my way to do something different, then it's a different story. So events that kind of sit on top, that maybe force me to use a little bit more resources than I would have thought about, that give me more rewards on top, are a good model for Raid. So the Titan event model is good. The rewards we get are good, I would say. I wouldn't say they're like mines, but like they're not crazy enough that you would blow all your resources on. But access to a sacred shard, great. Okay, it's 1 every 3 months, you get 1 a month. I get that, that's what people will say. Access to some soul materials, great. Chickens, great. There's a legendary book in there that saves you having to do 1 champion training event. It's an addition. Okay, you might have had to do it across 3 different champion training events. There's lots of context here, but I think, okay, it's good. So where does that leave us in terms of an assessment? So far we've had 21 events and we've had a total of 21,500 Titan points, Titan tokens that have been made available to us as players, which means over 21 days and 21 events, we're averaging around about 1,023 tokens on an event and per day. We have 68 days remaining of this Titan event, just over 2 months, which means if we continue on the current trend, and this will be a little bit dynamic because we've just started an event today, which is going to give us 1,500 points. That's going to balance out over the next couple of days. We're looking at around about 90,000 Titan event points by the end of the event. That's after every event has dropped. That's if we can continue on this current average. Now, there's a very good possibility that either Plarium increase the odds, maybe they give bonus events or special events towards the end, maybe they do like a fusion warm-up style where there's a closing of the Titan event, you can get a lot of points. There's potentially a lot more points than I can predict here. There's also the opportunity that potentially Plarium reduce the amount of Titan events. Maybe they put less events over the next 2 months. It's all very subjective. It's one of the main complaints I have. We don't know how many points are going to be available. But if we take this balanced assumption so far over the first 21 days and we apply it to the remainder of the event, it means there will be around 90,000 points available, which means if you want to get all the rewards from the Titan event, you can miss around about 10 to 15,000 Titan tokens right now. So you can go into like this Gaelic path and go, do you know what? I really just don't want to do this Gaelic path. You could probably afford to skip that one. But keep in mind, all 3 paths are 12,000 tokens. So if you skip every single hero's path, you're probably going to be borderline not being able to hit the Titan points if you've done everything else in the game. That means all the chase. So for example, on my main, I didn't have any sacreds. I pulled them during the 1+1. I didn't get beyond the first tier of Titan points, but I'm not stressed right now because I know 1,000 Titan points is within a threshold of things that I can afford to lose. There you go, guys. That is the end of the video of this breakdown here. I think generally the model is very good. It's good that using this modeling, we can kind of predict that we can afford to skip some Titan event points, because the statement they've basically put together, which says, you know, you want to do them all, but you can miss some, but don't miss too many because there won't be an unlimited amount of Titan points. That vague, abstract answer is not very good for us to be able to plan whether we should invest any resources. I've been putting some time in on my free-to-play to do it, like the Gaelic path here. I'm not looking at these chickens, which a lot of people would be as a free-to-play. I'm actually going, can I get to this one here? I'll pick up an ancient shard. I don't really care about the other side. Can I get this 2,500? That'll give me half of the points. And if I can get this one here for about 1,500 more points, that gives me sort of 2,000 of the 3,000 points. And that 2,000 points is going to give me some XP brews, an avatar. It'll give me access to an epic skill tome eventually if we continue this path. There are things I'm going to get on top. So Titan event points are something you should be paying attention to, but not necessarily going absolutely crazy for if you have to push yourself really hard to get them. Because remember, this week we will probably hear about a fusion announcement. We will probably hear some news about the next patch. We don't know what's going to be in that patch. There is news that they've leaked about a Sylvan Watcher that's coming. That could be the new fusion. We don't know, but you're going to need resources to do that. On my free-to-play, I'm not going to be able to go for that fusion if it's going to come up because my account is too young. It's too early. It doesn't have access to the shards. It won't be able to achieve them. But it should be okay for me to get some free resources on the Titan event points going towards that. The fusion warm-up is pretty good as well. And Clan versus Clan is tomorrow as well for my free-to-play. So that is the Titan event system. I will be doing constant monitoring for the entire Titan event system. I'll probably do another update at the end of February when we have a 2-month window of information. I thought I'd do one at the end of every single month so we can see, are we still trending, are we not? And we can do a comparison of, have they slowed down? Have they added more events? Where are we going? And kind of like this final assessment of how many Titan points are going to be available. What can I afford to miss? Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you actually care about this event. Are you interested in this Titan event? Do you find it fun, engaging? Is this something you want to see more from Plarium in terms of this event model? Or let me know if you actually think it's terrible. There's probably plenty of people with a very strong opinion. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. As always, doing all those YouTubey things. If you want to see more content from this channel, I'm doing a free-to-play series. I do math breakdowns. I do lots of different videos. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification. It'll come straight into your feed. But until then, I will catch you in the next video.